How's it going, ladies and bruises? I'm Bobby6Killer and welcome back to Torment, Tides of Numenera. Now, we are out looking for the Changing God's respite room where he hides out and chills and shit. I don't know, his game room or some shit. Because if we do find that through this Sticha's place, then Mapper will tell us where Matt Keener is, which will be nice. I suppose we should talk to these fools as well. You, anyway. This violet-skinned visitant paces back and forth, beyond the cavern's opening. It wears fine clothes that serve to accentuate the tall, thin crest on its head. A symbol has been painted on the crest, mirroring the insignia marked on its chest. Its clothes are finely tailored and well made. The name of the creature's race crawls into your mind. It's a Varjellan. This one has temporarily chosen to be female. Her bulbous eyes flash quickly around her surroundings before focusing directly on you. The council didn't send you. That much is plain. Her voice is high and fluting. You're aware that this cave isn't safe, I hope. What exactly do you want? I was wondering what you're doing here. I'm conducting a diplomatic negotiation on behalf of the city. Unfortunately, I'm not dealing with a reasonable species. Her crest flutters irritably. I've made no progress at all. Days wasted in this miserable tunnel, and I have nothing to show my superiors. Maybe I can help you negotiate. She looks you up and down, considering. Doubtful. But you might have other skills that I can use. The circumstances call for a new tactic, and these levies cannot do what needs to be done, nor can I. The Varjellan nods. If you truly think you can help us, let's put you to the test. She waves off the levies who flank her. Her gestures are short and choppy, sharp and irritated. It's these damnable Sticha, she says. I speak to them, I offer, cajole, negotiate, and threaten. Yet they persist in their digging. And every day another house in the cliffs above slips into the sea. If their digging does not cease, the city itself may crumble. So here is my request. Find a way into their lair, remove their precious eggs, and return them to me. These hostages shall ensure the future of the city above. I still can't fucking speak. She pauses. If you can negotiate a lasting settlement that does not require such drastic measures, you may also pursue that method. But I've been trying for days with no success. I think I can help you.
I'll remember that.
Good. We need to stop the Sticha before they bring down the entire substructure of the city. She pauses and lowers her voice. If you manage to infiltrate their lair, be sure to acquire all their eggs. I suspect they'll have multiple clusters, and we will need them all if we were to negotiate from a position of strength. She hands you a synth ball with a blinking device inside. Once you're in the lair, activate this. It will show you all the tunnels, the egg clusters, and the Sticha themselves. Better know what you face before you charge ahead. I'd like to ask some questions before I go. She sighs. Very well. Be aware that the time you spend with me is more time for the Sticha to undermine the city. How do I reach the lair?
Updated my journal.
If I knew, I'd go there myself. The Sticha are quick to dispatch intruders, and I doubt they will take humans or Varjellans there of their own accord. Perhaps a construct of some sort or a digging machine, but I know little of fabrication or manufacturing, so I'll leave that for you to explore. Can you tell me about yourself? She warbles deep in her throat. I am Palali, an accredited agent of the slave families. I act with their full faith and authority to resolve the Sticha crisis. Can you tell me about the Sticha? Filthy animals, scuttering insects. Who can say if they're even sentient? First and foremost, they dig, and they care nothing for the homes they destabilize or the lives that are lost when our buildings collapse. They do not speak the truth reliably, so we don't know if they can understand the damage that they cause. She frowns, though I suspect they do. Ask me your questions. Perhaps we shall find a way to deal with these monsters. Where did the Sticha come from? Her eyes wobble in frustration. If I knew, I would send them back there in a trice. Some years ago, perhaps decades, they simply appeared here, and they've been causing problems ever since. How do you communicate with them? Her crest flutters as she hisses in irritation. I have not the faintest idea. I do not even know if they fully understand the truth. Perhaps the one that points at itself and chitters can help. I call it chick-kicked. It can mutter a handful of words and perform some sign language. I've tried to negotiate with it, but I've gotten nowhere. Alright, let's go. You then. This massive creature looms over you. A scent like lightning in an underground cavern washes over you. And it reminds you of nothing so much as curiosity. It chitters and rumbles, waving its large claws through an expressive dance. Something about these smells, sounds, and gestures seems familiar, a niggling itch in the back of your mind. At least you remember the taxonomy now. This is a Stichus, a huge, burrowing insect. It points to itself and says, "Chiquette." It follows with another stream of high-pitched noise. "I've come to ask you to stop digging beneath the city." Chiquette waves its arms around, and the air fills with the scent of slow-growing fungus. You think it says, "Why?" More incomprehensible chittering follows. Then it speaks slowly and carefully. "Not learn us speech? Not work us? No, not now. We dig." "What can you tell me about this place?" It looks at you intently, and then its spatulate fingers begin a slow and careful dance. The sounds it makes are slow chitters that rise and fall in pitch, accompanied by a smell of ozone. Good rock, full of electricity. "Can you tell me about the Sticha?" It scrabbles briefly at the wall, and a bit of lightning flares at the crown of antennae on its head. Its shoulders shrug and you smell dust. Okay. What do you think of Palali? The Sticha seems discombobulated for a moment. Who? Then it thinks a little more. Then it sprays out a blast of pheromones and you smell the sharp tang of acid and weakened stone. It smells like distrust. You almost have the sense of the language, the structure, the feel, the sound and scent. The itch in your mind intensifies and you can feel the memory of the Sticha's language, waiting to reveal itself. Try to remember how to speak the Sticha's language? 40%? Dude. Can we boost our intelligence? Hang on. Let's check my inventory, see if I've got anything to soup up our intelligence some. We get a max of 3. Which isn't great, but... what do you got? Seems like a waste to use that right now, but I don't know what else to do. Three points of speed. Use item.
There we go.
Alright, let's try it again. Try to remember. 80%. Let's go. Your mind blurs, a memory racing up from forgotten depths. You see yourself interacting with the Stichas, the two of you patiently exchanging hand signals. A small box between the two of you translating your words and thoughts. Each time it conveys a thought or concept, the device sends a stimulus into the appropriate parts of your brain and electricity into your limbs, making you a marionette. Your muscles twitch in sympathy with these memories, and you realize that the Sticha's tongue is a jumble of scent, movement, and sound. With the memory, information pours into your mind. As if a plug had been removed, the smell of granite fills your nose. As you return to normal consciousness, Chiquette leans forward. Chiquette smell granite. Knowledge. It rumbles. Its spiracles vent a minuscule trace of gas. The Stichas looks at you, and its body posture and slight movements indicate a question. Does humans speak Stichas? Your muscles remember and you twitch the proper response. Chiquette huffs the scent of lightning. Never speak Chiquette to humans so. Heard memory from elder, not believe. Human, almost sentient? Imagine. Grub, think like Stichas. It clasps its hands together. Speak smart. Better now. I've come again to ask you stop digging under the city. Why? Where we go? Give reason to stop. Do you want your people to have a future? Do you want war with the humans above? They will collapse your tunnels. They will destroy you. Fuck. 45. Oh, well, you got no way to boost that either. The humans above are suffering. When humans dig, they care for us? No. Why we care for them? You can move deeper beneath the city. Have been. Rock not good. Soft. Not efficient. Electric not strong. It leans back. What else? Damn it, we need a way to boost our intelligence again. 40% is terrible. Why can't we use one of our other characters to do it? 45. Yeah, I thought that was gonna fail. It considers your words for a short time and then looms tall. No! This home can stop humans if need. Maybe humans move instead. They build on food. Not surprised at eating? We stay. Am I poisoned? Fuck is that? Can you tell me more about the sticker? It considers the question briefly and then emits a puff of pheromones that smell of soft rock crumbling under determined hands. It reminds you of a resigned acceptance. Speak. Chikekt will answer. I found a dead stickus near here. Can you tell me anything about that? Nell tunnel. Broodmate weakened. Cannot feed self. Cannot feed eggs. Digs tunnel to collapse on self. Not one to burden sticker family. The great head on the creature shakes ponderously. Barely strong enough to collapse tunnel. Failed in life. Too weak perhaps? How did you come to be under Sagas cliffs? It shrugs. Its massive exoskeletal plates grinding. No ancient ever to tell. 4 generations only in caves. We live instinct. Only guess at legacy. Memory stolen. It growls in frustration. It pats the wall nearby. Stickers hatch from egg. Yes? Yes. Traders come from evil bloom. Other worlds. Think humans stole eggs. Human brought eggs to world. Human hatch eggs. Larval stickers. A mystery to buyer. Released here. Chikekt exhales from its spiracles. Must guess at function. Must guess at society. Maybe advanced one. Maybe great civilization. Now? Now only dig. Dig for clues. Why are you digging here? This arm. Chikekt raises its great arm. Dig. Draw energy from rock. From friction. Eat electric charge. Store electric charge. It points at the spiky growths on its plating. Here, rock good. Hard. Much electric. Best found. Other places, not good. Why are you digging underpopulated areas? The sticker stares blankly at you, its eyes shimmering. It must be trying to put its thoughts into a statement you can understand. Sticker must survive. Must live where food is, yes? It doesn't wait for an affirmation. Human watch every step, avoid stepping on insects. No impact on other life. Sacrifice of others is natural order. It taps you in the chest. Smart for human. It points towards the rest of the underbelly. Not smart. Why concern? Not. It gropes for the word. Not sentient. You claim the people in the city aren't sentient. That's not true. The sticker shifts its weight back and forth. Simple humans. Fight. Eat. Kill. Try to steal eggs. Not harmony. Sentient? It trills out a scoff. Your digging is causing problems for the people above. Not concerned to sticker. Other questions? Its talon's hand flexes and closes. Ask then. Can we talk about Palei again? Fish head person. Different grub. Shines strangely in sticker's eyes. Smell bad in mind. Much like other humans. Its hand tears a chunk from the wall. I think you can trust her. The stickers turns from you, and the scent of flowers rises up around you. An improbable, laughable odor. Chikekt clearly doesn't believe you. You dig under the city, right? Can you take me someplace? Maybe take. The stickers mutters, though its scent indicates reluctance and caution. Must pay 10 shins. I've heard that the changing god had a sanctuary underneath the city. Can you take me there?
I'll remember that.
The creature listens carefully to you and then slowly rotates its whole body. Its hands in front of it. Chikekt's odor is that of internal organs, slowly liquefied. A bright and pungent odor. No, it croaks. Not humans. It continues. Is connected to egg tunnels. Humans not careful. Tread on eggs. Harm broodmates. I understand your concern, but I won't harm your eggs. The Sticha nods. Human no language. Is good, but fish head person want eggs. Not take risk. Solve problem. Talk again. Ah, fuck. I just need more intelligence, and then maybe we'd be able to stop them. We don't get a chance to do that again, though. Oh, here we go. I can promise a regular tribute of power sources from your people, for your people from the city. Will that work? The Sticha leans forward with interest, and the scent of sparks rise. Why they not offer before? This good. What else? Okay. Alright, we need to buff our intellect before we come back. I am poisoned, right? Is that what that is? +1 intellect edge.
Done.
Now where the fuck would I get more intelligence? You sell stuff, right? I need to buy something that'll buff my intelligence. Temporarily. Oh, you just got weapons, eh? Wait, what does this do? -1 intelligence. Well, that's the opposite of what I want, thank you. Well, balls, I guess we'll have to come back. Oh, Tarnish, I haven't talked to you yet. Oh, we got stuff to do in the government square, so maybe we could do that first and then come back. I don't know. The elderly man stares vacantly at the distant wall, muttering under his breath. His hands flex on the air, twisting and tweaking, as if he's repairing a machine only he can see. He jumps when you draw in a breath to speak. Yes, what? He says. His eyes rove past you, halt, then return to focus on your face with some effort. Ain't you a quiet one? He says cheerfully. The underforeman makes more noise than you. We should hang chimes from your ears to keep you from surprising people. What do you need? What do you do here? I take care of my master, he says simply, the underforeman. Used to be more of us when he was making things, but when he lost interest, the master foreman, he jerks a yellowed thumb at the construct in the center of the chamber, hired them all, offered them more. Tarnish spits on the ground. Happened a while back, but I don't forget a slight. What's a foreman? Well, they are, he says, flapping his hand about the cavernous foundry. The constructs. They're frozen in their tracks, but they run this place together. How long have you worked with the foreman? Couldn't say, he says. His brow furrows. On my first day, I'd already met my wife, but she was still married to, what's his name, with the fishhook tattoo. And I hadn't lost the finger and grown it back yet, so... He peers at the ceiling, mouth working. 70 years? Give or take? I should retire, but there'd be no one left to mind him if I left. Why do you keep calling your master he? I've worked for him a long time. Guess I stopped seeing him as a thing, and more like a him. Tarnish shrugs. All of us have our little ways. Even him. I haven't even talked to them yet. Alright, let's talk to them. Segments of the bisected construct's legs lie scattered around it. Someone has painstakingly altered these pieces, giving them small limbs and tiny metallic heads. Nonetheless, they aren't moving. The larger construct's turquoise eyes flicker out of sync with each other as they turn towards you. I do not understand, it says. The voice emerging from the grill above its eyes is soft, as though you're hearing it from far away. Don't they want to live? The viaducts are open. The commands are received, and yet... Its eyelights flutter. Every time I give my children life, they die. These tiny things are your children? Not anymore, it says. Now they are inanimate and lifeless. Their adaptive personalities have been lost. I do not understand why they are dying. I have given the subject of procreation a great deal of thought over the last century, and there are no errors in my calculation. My assistant Tarnish built my children's bodies to my precise specifications. Their intelligence reservoirs are shielded against permanent loss. Its eyes look away from yours as if embarrassed. And I want them to live. That should be enough. I wish I could help you in some way. It may be that you can, it says. I have performed some new calculations, and a new direction has presented itself.
Updated my journal.
My children need more energy to live, but my construction prevents me from transfers above a certain threshold, and for good reason. As pupils rotate contracting, energy transfers above a certain percentage would lead to a chain of ruptures in my intelligence rings. I would die. Its voice mesh clicks. Help me force myself to make this transfer, for I cannot do it myself. Click. Help me give my life to my children. Will you help me? The foreman says. The words are almost buried beneath a crackling surge of static. I want to help you. How do I begin? Speak to Tarnish, my assistant. He may be able to help you understand how I function, if he is feeling well enough. Can I examine you? Yes, it says. Tarnish, open my preservation hatches and viaduct shields, please. The elderly workman shuffles over and does as he's asked. Elegant steps up beside you and gives a low whistle. Not sure I understand everything I'm looking at, but I tell you this. Killing this construct's not a job for one person. If you decide to do what it wants, I'll lend a hand. You've never seen technology like this. Wires pass through glass tubes, threaded with pale light and star-speckled darkness. As you glance over at Tarnish, he's looking away, arms crossed, as though unwilling to watch a stranger tinker with his master. Why do you want children? Need, the construct says, not want. Its pupils study the distant ceiling. When I was born, I began working in seconds. I did this until our creator shut down our bodies. In the millennia since, I have focused on designing the infrastructure beneath the other foreman's work and instructing workers on how to execute these designs. Its pupils fall back to you. Eventually, I realized I was unhappy. From time to time, my workers brought their children to the manufactory, holding their small hands, explaining the mysteries of this place to them. Its pupils flicker off. It began as a thought. What would I teach my own children? To be curious, to explore, to ask foolish questions, to see the world above that we three have never seen. The foreman's pupil reappears, and when I thought these things, I saw the shape of my children outlined by daylight. They already existed. You seem very dispassionate about your failures to create children. I have been through 27 iterations of birth. With each attempt, more of my non-essential personality and intelligence rings rupture. The foreman's eyes dim. Knowing that these small bodies are only bodies, 27 versions of my children have lived and died within them. Knowing that they've lived long enough for me to understand their personalities and name them before they were purged, lost. A soft whirring from the mesh around the foreman's flickering eyes. Can you tell me how you and the other foreman came to be like this? I will not, the foreman says calmly. It is not an era I wish to revisit. Speak with the master foreman instead. Why do you want to talk about your past? Because the master foreman revels in the past and will be happy to share it with you. I do not, and would not. Alright, let's talk to Tarnish. Spotted you before you could sneak up on me again, he says, flashing his gums. What do you need? How can I give the foreman's life to his children? Tarnish says, his eyelids flutter. Not sure. I've been tinkering this one for 50 years and I'm only half understanding him. He studies the air, rubbing his lips together. You might try examining him on your own. Or you could try talking to the Order of Truth. They know more about old machines than I ever will. How do you feel about your master's goal?
Remember that.
It's a fine thing to want children, he says, blinking rapidly. Wish I had them myself. Too late now, of course. No ladies knocking down my door, he cackles. Of course, when people have children, it doesn't come at the cost of their lives, most of the time. And that life doesn't belong to a creature that's older than oceans. It's a shame and a waste, but he wants what he wants. He always has. Doesn't mean I won't miss him. Why don't you want your master to succeed again? He does want him to succeed. He just said he'll miss him.
Of course.
Can we figure this out on our own? I don't have enough intelligence. Man, intelligence is such an important stat, I wish I'd focused on it instead of fucking might. God damn. Alright, where's the Order of Truth? Is that down here or is it up the top? Oh, we still gotta go to this fucking chapel. Well, let's hit that. It's through here, I assume. At least we can get one mission done. We've been farting around for fucking ages and we haven't completed any missions. We're just gathering more of them. But we know we've got something to do here.
Fair enough.
So let's get that done, shall we? This short, squat woman rakes absently at the swollen red tattoos decorating her pale, naked scalp. Her claws draw blood, but she doesn't seem to notice. Her head jerks up at the sound of your footsteps, and her too large mouth widens in a sharp-toothed smile. We greet you, Tenderling. Yes, we honor your arrival. Her eyes rove over your body hungrily. What brings you to the Dendra O'Hare, What do you wish to share with us? Her grey and pointed tongue swipes at the ritual scarring around her lips, leaving a glistening sheet of saliva. I have some questions about the Dendra O'Hare. No, she chuckles, and then covers her mouth with a barbed claw. No, we are not the voice of the Dendra O'Hare, Tenderling. Speak with our leader, Mbitu, instead. Savor his words and drink of his thoughts. Okay, fuck off then. Mbitu, you. At first glance, it would be easy to assume that this man is dying of some wasting disease, or starvation. He's little more than a too-tall skeleton wrapped in translucent flesh and a tattered robe. His hands are essentially bony claws, and yet he beams at you, his sunken eyes glittering with suppressed laughter and feverish life. Keep your guard up around this one, Alagur mutters at your side. Mbitu's sharp, very sharp. He's eaten a lot of very smart people. Mbitu smiles, his teeth are muddy brown. I know you, he says. So many eyes have lingered on that tattoo, that noble brow. He reaches for your forehead with a shivering skeletal finger. Pull away. You step out of his reach. He blinks, then smiles. I'm very sorry, he says. I rarely deal with the living. Corpses are not quite so bashful. He flaps his hands at you. I remember you now, of course. Old Sarissa once saw you out of the corner of her eye, a week before his accident. Ulori Ma sold you a small bag of, he breathes, closing his eyes, sugar-dusted almonds. But those aren't the only two. No. You drift through countless lives, altering and ending them, never leaving a name. He draws in his breath. Oh, I can't stand mysteries. Love them, but can't stand them. Who are you? I'm not the man you think I am. That was someone else. Elegant sighs but doesn't speak. Mbitu says. The same face, the same tattoo. But yes, different eyes. Perhaps you have a secret twin. He coughs gently against the back of his hand. So, what brings you to the chapel of the Dendra O'Hare? I'm helping Fulsome investigate some trouble in the underbelly. Can I ask you some questions? Of course, he says, and do tell Fulsome hello from me. We are dear friends. He raises a finger. Well, he frowns more than a smile. But we do have a grand time whenever we meet, which is often. One of Fulsome's proteges was murdered. Do you know anything about it? Not a thing, he says, then grins. Why, am I a suspect? Maybe. Keeping your own counsel, he says, nodding sagely. Very wise. Very, very wise. I'd like to question your acolytes. Would that be alright? Can't allow it, I'm afraid, he says with a thin smile. Not without reason. They're young and easily distracted from the path I've laboriously carved for them. Perhaps another time? Okay, let's see what else we can talk about. A sculptor told me that your people may have found a man killed by a strange creature. Yes, he says. I believe I know the poor man. Dry as a leaf, hollow as an eggshell. Barely any mind left in there at all. He clucks his tongue. Inspect him at your leisure. He's the one with the charred skin on his brow.
I'll remember that.
Now, I don't know much more about him, he says chuckling, though I can assure you, we plumbed the depths of his mind and body for answers, but I seem to recall seeing him before, possibly not through my eyes, mind you, in Cliff's Edge. He was coming out of a building near the chirurgical parlor? I don't know what the fuck that word's meant to be. Tell me about your cult. We worship the great queen Sarlavan, Lady of maggots, goddess of entropy, and guardian of the empty barrier, he says, then pauses, tapping a muddy tooth thoughtfully. Although, worship is the wrong word, perhaps. He points to the altar nearby. It displays a skull with flat, unforgiving eyes buried in its hollow sockets. She waits on the other side of death. With her billions of squirming children, they devour whatever passes into their realm, and rightfully so. Everyone must eat. His eyes twinkle fondly. But whatever she and her children eat is lost forever, and so the Dendra O'Her work to preserve the minds and the mysteries of mortals before death claims them. We hold their shrill little thoughts in our minds and let them tumble around as they will. He shivers. It feels marvelous. Tell me about yourself. Oh, there isn't much to tell. I've spent most of my years in this little chapel, he says, casting a fond look around. The Dendra O'Her has rather consumed my life. Why'd you join the Dendra O'Her? Well, that's a good question. A very good question. I congratulate you on asking it. He rubs his hands together with a papery sound. I am afraid, however, that outsiders rarely understand what calls us to the Dendra O'Her. So, with apologies, I do not think I'll answer. Farewell. So where's this corpse meant to be? One of these?
On it.
Oh, it's this one. Okay, cool. A strong aroma of charred flesh rises from the dingy cloth over this corpse. Lift the shroud.
That.
You carefully move the shroud to the side. There's no way around it. This dead man was a cast-off. It would be hard for him to be deader. His flesh is papery, desiccated. His tattoo, or rather the charred remains of it, is burned through his skin and into the bone beneath. And of course, there is a matter of the charred eye sockets and his horrified gaping mouth. Parts of the corpse are missing, remnants of an aborted Dendra feast. You aren't surprised they stopped. Touch the tattoo. The last thing you remember before your fingertip grazes the tattoo is a rising buzz. Time stutters and breaks. Panting softly, you awaken, leaning against the bier for support. Your arm burns, your temples throb, and white static claws at the corners of your vision. Someone was screaming in that lightless, timeless void. You remember that much. But it wasn't you. None of the Dendra are looking your way. Okay. Alright, well, I guess that's it for this episode, but let's just see what we did with the journal here. Track down the murderer. Yeah, children. Sneak into the lair. Investigate the victim's house in Cliff's Edge. Okay. Man, there's so much to do. And we're getting fucking nowhere. Oh well, anyway, I mean, we're doing stuff. I mean, I don't know if we're accomplishing anything, but we're doing stuff. I wish I could get my intelligence back though. But anyway, hope you guys enjoyed it. Thanks for watching. Thanks for hanging out with me, and I'll see you all in the next episode.